coffee and but navuka. When you're having a series of dreams, but navuka. And then I got le audition, the audition ke. And I sent my self-tape. But again, I sent out with that thing, it's just another one. Okay, a few days later, buye i-response. Now, i-response ibuya ndise Germany because ndihambe ne-magnet ngela xesha we had a show that we were doing in Germany. And yabuya response say city ba I got I'm confirmed for the role. And I cried. I remember it was just before singing on stage. I was standing outside in Dedwa and I cried and I'm like, this is Germany and Lord, like aibo emapeleni nenza njani ngoku like nizonzongixela le nto ndise Germany like nyanyan, is this true, is this not a prank? Yabo. And I called my mom and my mom was like, what's happening? And I was shaking. I'm like, no. And ke ngoku bengayibukeli show before. I wasn't really familiar with it. Benimane ndibona nje bengayibukeli. I'm like, it can't be what I think it is. Like it just can't be. And then my mom's like, slow down, I'm a performer, upin unfonel. Like just calm down.
Ndilibele notepad yam, yes? Mthola. Nathi le notepad hayi ndibamdala njani.
Dala nyani.
Pa. Ndilulu.
Finally.
I'm actually very nervous.
I'm thinking, so I never say 2 or 1, but I'm right. I saw it.
Okay, zen. Look to kuqala.
Oh, isanazo.
Umambele. Ulanga.
Timlawo.
Khuboni.
Okay.
Umafu. Aniphelele.
Oh, ayibo coffee, ayibo.
Peleza phuphe. Nkosi yamadimoni.
Oh, madoda.
Yes.
Oh, kodwa. Oh, hayi cima
Damn,
and all of that.
I'm honored, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. Finally, ayiwa kunini ngoko.
It's been a long time.
Ayiwa sibalisa sana.
Long time coming.
Sayenza mntazi. Okay, sadibana. Ha? Hayi sizinhloni soyi2.
I think also the weather, Cape Town weather.
And also when we said izoyenzeka ngexesha le right.
Yeah. I feel like also the conditions are very good now.
This is the day that the Lord has made, Kofi.
I wanna remind you very quickly. The first time I met you, it was the times of a rainbow. And I feel like it's also like a 360 circle for you at some point, and also like a surreal moment, because I know the work that you're currently doing right now. We're going to talk about it later. But at that time, there's something that I didn't know about you. And later when I knew it, it was very exciting. That's the reason why because I'm familiar with the clan name.
Oh God. Okay.
But at that time, how exciting was that school for you?
Sure. Benthenza ukhala namhlanje ngizozama COVID xa iba deep. Because I'm a very emotional person.
Yeah.
I think when you met me, I was trying to figure out like who I am, what I like, what I don't like. But I was so sure, but I want to do this, man. Like I want to be on stage. And I think abantu bebethatha ingathi yaziphambanisa lo mntana because it looks impossible. And going to a rainbow, it was very tough because it was during a time where my parents were like, "You're on your own, ke son. Asingeni ndawo thina because thina sokuxelele ba you can do this on the side. Study something serious."
Yeah, been
Study
there.
something serious,
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a huge fight. But when I went to a rainbow, it was a self-discovery journey, and I think as tiny as I was when you met me,
Yeah.
and also ndoyika ne heights. There's a picture I
remember
saw
a
on
picture.
Instagram, and then I picture. I was like, "That's why heights," but like go, I hike like
Yeah.
nobody's business. I hike like.
Do you remember the one that I...
Well, and I was like, uzanduisa. But
Yeah.
it's funny how we met because I just trusted you. Nje kanjalo.
Yeah.
And it's hard for someone to, like, it's hard for me personally to let someone in my bubble. Because in Dibanalando ba, I like, ndiyoyika disappointment. And I think, ndiye ndabona nyani ba ndiyoyika phela bafana disappointment, but asi apho. Disappointment. Yeah, but man, it was a self-discovery journey. It was an amazing period in my life. I'll never forget. And Gogo, I'm a drama facilitator at the same school.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Crazy.
saying.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to go get sequence, yeah, bo.
Okay.
But when I pick up things, I love poking on those things because you just said to me like your parents said you are on your own. How does it feel now when your mom sings the your mom sings the intro of the show that you're acting on? How does that feel?
Actually, into esihlekayo ngoku. Because even at xa ndibukele, like we'll have conversations like, "Yo uyakhumbula ke sana ngokwawusithi ba, hey ndizisapotile acting yakho mna no." Like siyazihleka ngoku ezo moments. But I think especially my mother is a very blessed woman because she gets to educate other black parents about le industry, and she learns from her own experiences. Azawukwazi uthi komnye umuntu who has an 18-year-old okanye like a 16-year-old ethi ndifuna uactor ba, listen man, my child went through this and this is how I navigated yonke lento. Your child needs to believe in themselves. You need to support him in this way. She had to sacrifice a lot. And it wasn't easy for her because ubone kum nje bemnandi azixeba I'm not going to give up. Wabona ba, oh okay, because my child didn't give up, ndayibona isenzeka lento. It's like her watching it live ba, hayina kuyenzeka nyani lento bengicinga ba ayizuyenzeka, and abantu bemhleka ba, lo mntanakho she'll end up doing drugs, she'll end up like esiye Johannesburg, esithintini, you know. There was even a time where we sat down with my mom and we cried together. And she's like, "Utheni undenza lento? Why ungafuni ufana nabanye abantwana benze accounting, yenza like your business, like ube serious, ube so office." She cried and I was like, "Oh, understand, ndifuna uactor mna ndifuna uba seTVini, singixela ngeoffice mna yabo." It was very tough for her. Even with my dad travels a lot. For yena it was like, what is going on? Kwenzeka ntoni? I come back, kuthiwa uya-actor, usenda auditions, what is that? Like they were not aware. And I think that is one thing that our parents in society ngoku, they need to have an awareness. And masingabi quick to judge them and say ba abasifuna usupporta. We need to educate them about the thing, like the field and stuff, because dala ayizufana nangoku. Now we go to school for it. Dala they were able to bavele bangene TV nje kanjalo, understand it, like andikho ke ngento ze theater bazasebenza njani. I don't have much knowledge, but they need to be like educated about the field.
Damn, I have a follow-up question, but before that, hey, your boy Kaufman, I'm out here in Cape Town. Ekukuleta Barcelona machocho menkla ukine Paul, South Africa, man. It's yet another episode of the Black Couch podcast. Shout out to everyone who's watching right now. So if you're a new member, please go and subscribe. Click that subscribe button and like the video so that YouTube can recommend the video. And also, if you want to join, there's a join button and become a Kasime Hammer. I know my Kasime Hammers on Facebook are doing great, man. Shout out to everyone who's following us on all social media platforms, the Kasime MTV. And shout out to Ikeja. Check them out on www.ikeja.co.za. I'm like,
I present ayo. I present them that's a talk. Son.
You know what? Now you're talking about it, you just reminded me of another grateful moment. I'm very grateful of you. Like, I'm here to give you your flowers. And Abantu, they don't understand. When I want them in the couch, it's because they've played a vital role in my life. And I want to applaud them on a national scale. Yeah, I understand. International scale, because I have my German subscribers and my US subscribers.
Okay.
There's a time during COVID, I had that transition from being a musician only to like taking over Lendo Yobai presenter and like hosting something. And I started from open mics in Long Street during that time, 2018, 2019. And then COVID happened. And then I was trying to figure out something to do in the online space, because I also do tourism. And my last guest in my work, he was from Asia, and he said, we're going to lock down. And he told me that you need to invest in your online space.
Yeah.
And that's what I did when I started a show called The Real Talk on Instagram. Do you remember that show?
I remember. Zangun invite.
You lie.
Zangan invite.
You lie. I remember interviewing you, Mla,
P.
on the show.
That's in. Sanguka ngando. Kapani basa ngoka ndo zethu.
We talked, bruh. Like, don't you remember?
Hayi guys, ukove wena invite.
Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Like, let me show you, because like luckily Instagram kept all my lives that time.
Mna,
the show
I
was
don't remember.
and
I remember the show Instagram, but I don't remember you inviting me to show.
I did. I honestly did. I invited a lot of people. And I remember you were with Blue K.
Ah, unyanisile yeke. Unyanisile Morocco.
You were with
yes.
And I was shocked. That was a shock moment for me, because I was like, Blue K.
Oh man, a lot of people are so shocked when they find out Blue K is my biological sister.
Yeah. Tell me
why.
about that. Like, I think I asked you this question on the live, that like, for your parents, how do they navigate around that? Both of their kids, they are in the entertainment industry.
Yo, shame. By the time my sister was done with matric, yeah, actually it's double stress for my mom, because my mom was like, "Don't go kuyo," because bendisanda udila nale into with ifirstborn yam. Gogo nawe uthi ufuna uyenza umculo, besanda uthi ufuna uactor omnye ngoku ngumculo. Hayi intona abantwana bafuna ndini? Bafuna. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard for my mom, but at least I was there and I was still like working my way up. I'm not saying I'm kafiki kule ndawo ndifuna uya kuyo, and kafiki. Maybe for omnye umuntu obukele is like Yakuhle has made it. No, I'm still far. I'm still far. But for my mom, she at least had me to, hold her hand and be like, the same way that you supported me, let's support your sister Yam, because naye she has a passion. But my sister was also fortunate enough to meet people in the industry. Esaqala. Uyabo, esaqala. And now she's studying and, having the time of her life, I'm assuming. Yabo. But yeah, there were challenges and there are still challenges, but I feel like my parents are blessed. Like ngokuthi xa wayenansike isketcha le family wathi okay kuzobakho abazali and then abantwana bazoba zii-artist. I wonder bazukulwana kuzothini in future. but that's scary.
Yeah.
I was like,
But it's a very interesting one, and I had to tap on that because you're one of the people who gave me a chance. Because at that time I was trying to contact like all the people that I feel like people would be interested enough to hear from them, because it's lockdown and people are frustrated, people have stress and all of that. But you're one of the people who were like, let's do it. Yeah, I understand. And I'm still grateful, and I'm happy that Instagram kept them. I always go back and watch those things. Yeah, I understand, because they keep me going. They always remind me, okay, that's where you've been.
Yeah.
Anything that's happening now can't stop you from being more than that. Yeah, I understand. So really appreciate you for that a lot. I know it happens. So I want to ask, after Rainbow, I'm not sure, because I was looking at your stories. Did you go to Magnet?
Yes.
Oh, how's that? How's the shift?
Guys.
Magnet Theatre.
So after Rainbow, I had this dream, I'm gonna go straight into television and so shooting movies and so. You know when you plan your life,
Yeah.
But then COVID happened, and Gelaki, I had auditioned a Magnet, the previous year. I was just trying my luck nalap. And Dandy's gone, wait, I don't think Bazantati Magnet because and again, I wasn't confident enough, because I was like, I'm just this tiny girl, and I'm sure there's like a lot of popular actors out there, bazothathwa, into laying especial, and people, I met people along my journey negative who would say, you unebase lo mntana but unolizwe elincinci. And I would feel like, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I should shut up. Maybe but then when I got the call ndithathiwe a Magnet, I remember bafonela umama because I didn't pick up my phone. I was at rehearsal,
Okay.
Then they try to call me, phone mama, my mom doesn't pick up. Cabe alternative mfake umakazi wami is Eastern Cape, and then umakazi wami is at work. Uthi naye uphansa kayibamba le call hi, and then we're trying to get a hold of Lindokuhle, blah 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 blah. She's like, okay, wait. What's this about? They explain to her. She calls by, yay, wena. Do you know uthathiwe blah? And ndithathwa ndisese Rainbow, ndikagraduate Rainbow. So baphendula ndisese Rainbow. And ndikabi nayo chance yo breather yoti, okay, this chapter comes to an end. I'm starting the next chapter, yabo. So ndithathwa ndisese Rainbow, ndithathwa ndisenza my graduation production. So nyani ke kuthiwa mfuneke ngiqalile abazukwazi unilinda funeke ngiqalile. Now I have to negotiate Rainbow ndithathwe ngapha, and now ndiyandicela guys man ndizawuattenda ngapha, and then and there was that was like a time where there was sleepless nights because ndizawuperforma during the day, ndiya-attenda Magnet kukho classes because I was still a trainee ngelaa xesha, yabo. And I was scared, I don't want to lie, because I was working with different personalities. And yes, nase Rainbow, it was different personalities, but it was a Magnet, different personalities from different backgrounds, different energies also. That's when I learned about energies and learned about umntu uzane spirit sakhe, umntu uzane energy yakhe, yabo. And learning okay, xa uphupha, don't take it lightly, because I took those things lightly, not like I don't know why I took those things lightly, but ukuya kwam a Magnet taught me hey man, there's more to this thing of acting. If you pupa into, that means you have to put it to action, because iqale yafakwa pha kuwe mawuyibone wena your own vision. That's why it's called a vision. So mawuqale uyibone. But again apana, it was hard because the first year it's COVID, lockdown, and utrainwa usendlini. It was very weird time, But that's when my creativity was crazy. For some odd reason, I wanted to collaborate. Like, in Chiseka, I want to work with different artists. Like, masebenzeni guys. Like, ewe stuck, but masameni uba creative. Yabo. That's when Act with Kuhle came about. Then I had my own online classes, and people were like, oh, okay, we're interested. We want to, learn how to act. And mind you, nditiba, I'll teach you how to act. Ngelo xesha nam, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Nam disel kwi training, but
Yeah.
with the knowledge that I got from a Rainbow, ingase nam difundise ukuhlo na 18
Yeah.
ongakwazanga uye Rainbow. Okanye ukuhlo was like, I'll never make it because kuthiwe ekhaya asoze ndikwazi uyenza lento. So yenze na apha efonini, la phone thanda uyicofa gqithi.
Yeah.
Must interact,
Yeah.
yabo, try and boost your craft. And I went through a lot. I don't want to lie. Like, spiritually, I went through a lot. Emotionally, I went through a lot. But I met amazing people who shaped me to be the woman that I am. Bayazazi bona baba ngubani.
Yeah.
Benza into enhle.
Yeah.
If yena umuntu ucinga ba ya wayezama umcinezela mhlawumbe omnye umuntu nah. They helped me.
Yeah.
Whether you were trying to be negative, ndimlo, watch me flourish.
Yeah.
Ndimlo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to understand something, ne? Because like I think it's less than a kilometer or maybe 2 kilometers or so. If I'm maybe less than a kilometer from Magnet Theatre to After. Is there any relationship between the two schools or like the theatre and the school?
I don't have knowledge
Okay.
ngaleyo into.
Okay.
Andifuna uphendula into engayazi.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to ask if ever you guys had been called to maybe collaborate with the art. Because I know most of the time they're always open to collaborate with actors and stuff.
During my time, I don't remember any collaboration happening, but I do know that there were people who used to teach Pana who would come and maybe like have a module nati. Otherwise, with these students, I don't really remember that much of a collaboration. And I only did one student film with final year students as after, which was it was also nice. Yabo. But as you know, ubone mhlambi ipost ku Facebook uqonde nansi into yabo. And isikhulise kanjalo ke mina ke. I see a student film, I'm like, I'm going to jump because I know I'm going to learn pa. Yabo. And I'm going to meet people abazanqasha one day. So that was the smart trick.
I'm still going to go to one of the moments that a lot of people are waiting for. But I want to ask you, because like I've done student films before. And it's very interesting if you've never done anything like that before. Because like all of a sudden the cameras, they change. The equipment changes. And the things that you see when you see like behind the scenes of movies and all of those kind of things, they start to appear in front of you. How was that phase for you when you started doing those?
Gobe ngiqala uyenza, it was okay. Yeah, well, because remember, student film compared to like gogo le ndiyenzayo ngoku into, it's like a big shift. Yeah, well. So with student films, ndidibana nomuntu mhlambi, there is one or two friends on set, so I'm more comfortable, I'm relaxed. Then when I did that final year project with the after students, there were two well-known actors on set. But for some odd reason, that in Fika Pay setting, everyone was so nervous. But well known, Kaluka Babandu, so we must respect. And I was like, Nam, do well known. Ningabani ndazi ngoko, but niseza undazi. Well, I always had that in me. I don't know bandi ndithatha up into yozithemba kangaka andiyazi. Maybe zikhona sisinyanya sam jonga sizixelelayo silapha kumba jonga. Nguwe mntasekhaya noba uyaphi noba bakakwazi uzawukwazi eventually uyabo. So it was more relaxed back then, and even now I don't want to lie, like even now I walk into a set and I'm like, okay, one or two people know me, but the minute I go to action, more people will know me. Maybe 3 people will know me, and then I vele TV 10 people will know me. Then if I look TikTok, 100 people will know me. So Noba ukandazi usezondazi, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Noba ufuna undazi uzandazi. Because zanibona TV, zanibona ephonini, zanibona billboards, zanibona everywhere.
Yeah.
Awuna choice.
Yeah. That's incredible, man. Because like, I'm one person who had the privilege of working with students. Like, there's so many projects, documentaries. I even remember one documentary I did in UCT called The Anthem. Was nominated for ISAFTA.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, COVID happened exactly like during the nominees, and we were supposed to go to Joburg for the awards, and they were cancelled. They were done online, so it was sad, but it was an achievement because I'm part of a SAFTA nominated project. Yeah, I understand. And I want to go to the one that a lot of people now have been seeing, but please, before we go in, help me pronounce the...
Asoze Kofi, asoze undenze lonto. Asoze undenze lonto.
No.
Asoze undenze lonto.
Help me pronounce the word, the title of the show.
Galdus.
Fun.
Gema.
What does it mean?
Basements of secrets.
Oh. Okay, I feel it.
You feel it?
I feel it.
But
yeah, based on the couple of episodes that I've already...
And zonke as families, zikhona nje into.
There's something. And I love some things.
There's always something.
I love some things. Because like, I'm a eVote subscriber.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an eVote subscriber. But there's only one show that I watch. I think I've watched recently television shows based on the people that I know.
Okay.
Because I watched House of Sweden because Sikelelwa,
yes, of course,
was playing Nambi Tapa. But when she left, I fell in love still because like I love the fashion industry. And somehow when I got to Joburg for the first time, I stayed in Kempton Park because I didn't know nothing. Then I moved the second time to Sandton, and I didn't love Sandton. But eventually, when I kept on watching House of Sweden, I moved to Rosebank. And I've been staying in Rosebank all of my trips. I think I fell in love with that show like that. And something happened crazy. But unfortunately, I lost my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was watching Soweto Derby, the last one. And I'm chilling and I'm seeing someone across in the seats, like a bit far. I'm like looking at this kid. I'm like, I know that kid.
Okay.
But she's very young, like a toddler. Toddler. She's very young. So like, I feel like her mom got that like strange vibes going on with that guy who's looking at my kid. So I felt the need to like go and approach and tell her, why am I looking at the kid?
Yeah.
And I was like, is she who I think she is? And she like, who do you think she is? And I was like, the baby from House of Sweden. And she was like, yeah.
Oh, my.
And I had the privilege of meeting her. She's one of my favorite characters.
She's so cute. She is so cute.
She's my favorite. Yeah. And I had to take pictures. Unfortunately, I don't have those pictures anymore. But I feel like I have an ETV thing now going on.
Ikhona into ezayo mntase.
Yeah?
Yeah, ibona.
So now you. And I was
ETV.
like, you someone who does content a lot. And I saw it on your content. And I was like, no ways.
Yo, it's crazy.
How did that come about? Like, take me from...
So I don't know after how many auditions. Yo, bentanza ukhala. Like I don't know how many times I sent self-tapes, and man, God bless my agent. She'd always come back to me, Ati, don't worry, there will be one ATS. Don't worry. And I would always like hear these voices in my head. Like ezazinto zakudala, but maybe it's because you're too tiny. Maybe it's because you're this. Maybe I was bullied in primary school. I was told those things ndisakhula. But when are you this? When are you that? A lot of negative stuff, that I thought will always hold me back, okanye will always try to convince me to change my mind. So when this came about, I auditioned for it with la mentality of, it's just another one. And yeah, we'll see it too. Let's go. It's another one. Let's go. Yabo. The audition, and again, it's that thing of when upupa, but I call clear, lendo iboniswayo. And twas.
Yeah, I know.
And twas. I'm just putting it out there. Just
a quick one on that. A lot of people dream as just a pure gift. But people always try and interpret it to
you understand?
Yeah.
No, and twas. And twas. So as I was saying, the pooper, but it wasn't clear. Yabo? And in this dream, I was on set, ne? And like bendihleli kwiroom yam ndedwa, and I was just chilling, like, drinking coffee, but ndavuka. When you're having a series of dreams, but ndavuka. And then I got le audition, ndafumana audition ke, and I sent my self-tape. But again, I sent out with that thing, it's just another one. Yabo? Okay, a few days later, buye i-response. Now, i-response ibuya ndise Germany, because ndihambe ne-magnet ngela xesha. We had a show that we were doing in Germany, and yabuya response say city I'm confirmed for the role. And I cried. I remember it was just before singing on stage. I was standing outside in Dedwa and I cried, and I'm like, this is Germany, and Lord, like, aibo emapeleni nenza njani ngoku, like nizonixelela le nto ndise Germany, like nyanyan, is this true? Is this not a prank? Yabo? And I called my mom, and my mom was like, what's happening? And I was shaking. I'm like, no. And ke ngoku bengayibukeli show before. I wasn't really familiar with it. Benimane ndibona nje, but bengayibukeli. I'm like, it can't be what I think it is. Like, it just can't be. And then my mom's like, slow down, I'm a performer, upin unfonel. Like, just calm down. Okay, perform it, go back to the hotel, and I'm crying. My roommate, she's like, hey, and then I appreciate you. I appreciate your energy. And I was so deep with her that day. And I'm sure now she was like, shocked. What is going on with Ulindo? And I say, it was me trying to tell you, hey man, God is good. But I couldn't obviously tell like and I'm like deep, like I'm really happy that Silapa, and I'm sure she was so confused about what is going on. And I remember we had a very deep conversation that night. Sihleka kumnandi. But deep down, I'm like, I have to keep this a secret. And ndiyachiseka. Ndifuna ugoduka, ndifuna ubuyela back e-SA, ndiyachiseka, yabo. Then when I started shooting, so ndifumana email ke with agent yami yandiprepha ba. Mamela ke uzaw actor alongside Mbulelo Grootbom. He's gonna be
Grootman.
He's gonna be a boyfriend yakho.
Yeah. How was that?
They're gonna lock for a second. That's how you prank. That's how it can't be true. No, that's no. I think there's a mistake. Not me. Yeah. Okay, I'm like, okay, they bought an email, but how do you feel? I don't know how I feel. Okay. Ndihambe ke unyaka sifika setini, I done since sukusebenza naye before, yabo.
Okay.
When like we did a reading. So, hi Lindo, we're working together, right. He's a very cool guy, yabo.
Yeah. Very chilled.
Very chilled, yabo.
Yeah.
And I'm honored to work with him. I'm blessed to work with him. But I was also scared again. I had those thoughts, like going back to the same thing. I'm too tiny for this person. Bani bazanjaja, bani bazothi, hayi mncinci lo mntana, hayi ntoni, yabo. But what I appreciated about him is that before we started working, we sat down and had like a very nice conversation for him to know ba ndifila njani and where my mind is at, and nam to understand ba ufila njani, so that by the time you start playing these characters, we know ba where are the boundaries, and we understand ba okay, lo mntu emotionally and spiritually ulapha. Kule ndawo. A lot of the times I will meet, I assume on along my journey, actors who don't really care, who will be like, hi, Dingosbani, let's get to it. Yabo. They don't care ba ndine insecurities, they don't care ba kwenzeke into endlini izolo, or banaxesha londo masisebenze. Put everything aside and let's work. Yabo. But now I was fortunate enough to meet someone who was so caring and like who has a very warm heart. Nabanye, everyone else that I worked with on set, like I'm working with on set, was very like, they were very welcoming and warm, from the makeup department to everyone, man. Onkumtu, yabo. As he made my life so easy from day one. From day one. And kumnandu actor naye. Yo, it is an honor. Kumnandi actor nawe.
He's a very chill gentleman. Every time when I meet him, I'm like, cause like I have that thing now, like whenever I meet someone who's like well known, I always feel like he probably forgot me, or she probably forgot me. And then when a person reassures you, it's like, damn. Yeah. It's like that's that thing I can even say about Merlin. Do you know Merlin Leroux?
Yeah.
Like she loves me, like
and I khuleki lando to meet, well-known people who will just be so welcoming. And bakwenza feeling at man, come on, man, like I've got you,
Because like even in the recent like KFW, she was like, I love that you're here again. I'm like, which is really nice, because like she has seen me like in different projects now in Artscape, and she sees the patterns that it's totally different projects, from projects zobuntu ilaweza a cappella festivals to KFW to projects Gama Mutok on Chinga. It's like all different types of projects, and I'm still like going in with my lazy equipment. I'm still shooting with whatever, because I always feel like those people could have hired
someone else and be
who
like,
have like better equipment. But like they always trust me with their work. I hate my phone next to my sound because that network thing. But like I always have that thing, understand? And I want to ask you something, man. Like, you just told me about him getting you comfortable in terms of getting into La Role Katozama. But I want to ask you also about your parents. How did they feel? Can they differentiate between acting and
me?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I got the brief, manager because when I got the brief, my mom's name, first name Gutozama. So when I got the brief and I'm like, Tozama? No, man. Okay. I show her. She's like, Yako mdanam, Yako, I'll pray for you. Yako. Go and audition, Yako. I'm like, it's just another one. I audition. When I get confirmed, it's hey, wait, Tusana, Zimbiza, Chomi, must Chomi, into Chomi. I want to bang Tozama, Jan Bowsabandim. Chomi la Kumulandi City cookie or character Tozama. What Tozama? We were emotional together, and then she was like, yo, God is showing off Gogo, because what is this? You're gonna be on a big show and Kamala Tozama. That is crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bo. Then when I told her about the character, when I told both of them, my mom and my dad, they were like, we love the fact that this character's far away from wena
Yeah.
kuhle lokuhle
Yeah.
simaziyo, and
Yeah.
abantu abakwaziyo can tell the difference.
Yes.
Ba anifani no Tozama,
Yeah.
you're two completely different people, yabo.
Yeah.
But also when now I'm saying to them, ndizaba boyfriend ke kulendo i-character yami izaba boyfriend, i-boyfriend yami ke bethu nansi
Yeah.
kulo mntu. My mom loves Mbulelo.
Oh, damn. Okay.
She loves
Yeah.
his work. She's always watched him, in
Yeah.
different shows and stuff. So when she heard that ndizosebenza naye, first thing she said was, "Oh mntanam unelike because ndimthembile ngondingamaziyo. Yabo ndimthembile, I know that he'll make life easy for you.
Yeah.
Don't worry."
Yeah.
But akuyaqhele kakubi kodwa. Akuyaqhele kakubi. Bawunika problems ungixelele, as if my mom is going to go to set and be like, "Mamela jonga ke sana umntanam lo," but I mean, she was trying to give me that thing, but mamela if uqhele kakubi ungixelele.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I told them, like, no, I'm going to work with this individual, and I'm sure you guys know him, blah blah blah. My parents were like, "Okay, Amba, usixelele ba kunjani?" Okay, ndaya first day. Xa ndibuya, like, bekunjani? They're so excited
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Bekunjani. And for me, it was very special. There was a special moment because kondanqala uyenza le acting, I never got that excitement from them.
Damn, yeah,
Bekunjani.
yeah.
Because I would come back home and first thing, "Lixesha lobuya eli."
Yeah.
That was in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was in the past.
Yeah.
But now it's like, ETV. Bekunjani, yabo. And when I told them, "Oh no, it's a very nice experience. He's teaching me this is that I'm learning from him." They'd be like, "Oh mntanam, you're so blessed. Oh mntanam, you're so blessed." And the most touching moment was when I was praying with my mom, and it was her turn to pray, and she said, "Lord, ndiyacela kuyo yonke into oyenzayo, le nto umbulelo ayenza ebomini bomntanam, please expand everything that you're doing in his life." And that touched me because I was like, I've worked with a lot of actors, and I'm sure noba andim xa ethandaza yedwa mama, she's like, whoever my child is working with, Lord bless them.
Yeah.
I will come from a
Yeah.
very like Christian background and stuff.
Yeah.
But to hear her say that, and I'm working with this co-star, and I'm like, yo, when
Yeah.
that's so touching. Like,
Yeah,
oh wow, you
yeah,
said that,
yeah.
And I was like, okay. Every day uzabuza bekunjani, ba mhlambi there's like mini fights, ba mhlambi there's disagreements, ba sivani ngalo line, don't athi hayi man sumphikisa because she's such a huge fan. Akafuna berongo, ndimo rongo. Oko. Yeah, akakho wrong. Yeah. So there, yeah, man. I feel honored, and I feel so blessed.
Yeah.
But sana WhatsApp form sana is does no joke.
Yes. Did I get a question? Fight the million. Did I get a question? I want to ask you, man. In your own words, because like I've had a Wi-Fi problem for the past 2 days, so I tried to binge watch as much as I could. I'm still probably halfway where it is now.
Yeah.
Like in your own interpretation, without giving us like extra things, like who is Utozama and how can you best describe her?
Utozama. Uyasokolisa Utozama number one.
Yeah.
Uyasokolisa. Utozama is a very strong woman. Like, I think she comes from like ngomntu ofana naye.
Okay.
As girls uyayazi imeko yakokwabo. Yabo. And ufoswa yimeko yakokwabo makenze izinto azenzayo.
Okay.
But now, along her journey, kwenzeke into that she did not plan.
Okay.
But because she has to leave nalendo ngoku imvelelayo ba experiencing love, she's like, andisukwazi, I have to do this.
Yeah, I have to stick to my guns.
I have to do this. And she just has this plan. Yabo. And great it up. She just has this plan.
Okay.
And she has to do this plan. But ngoku, it's a matter of mhlambi nawe xa ubukele ba ingathi khona into ethi ba man uyamthanda but iphinde ibe khona into ethi ungcolile kodwa le ntombazana but iphinde ibe khona into ethi ba kutheni man ingathi khona into with the son it's not make sure you know. But the best way to describe her in one sentence is that she's a very strong woman. She knows her background. She knows where she comes from. But uphoqwa isimo. Sure ngesizulu. Uphoqwa isimo. Uphoqwa isimo. Yes. Uphoqwa isimo.
Yeah, man. Because like, it's for me. I love like entertainment industry. Like it has very interesting rules. And regulations that are cute when you understand them.
Yeah.
But like if you don't understand them, it's like 10 out of 30. It's like because I have something that I'm sitting on even myself right now. That the one that I told you about on our chats, and I'm like, that's because I a celebrity. But I know I can't do it. I'll be breaching a contract.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So I have to wait until they announce it and be like,
Yes.
this is coming out. And then I'll get like,
Yeah.
so teaching. So I as much as I want to go deep, at the very same time I can't, and I respect and I thank your agent. I have to thank what's her name? I love you so much. Thank you. So I really appreciate you. Like I'm being honest, bruh. Like I've told you, like behind the scenes, that I've encountered a lot of people that I grew up like having a relationship with, and I appreciate so much. But there are times where I feel like, hey, let me move back because now they've entered a different level in their lives, and it's very hard to understand certain things if you don't know the entertainment industry. You might even take it personally. Yeah. But because I understand what goes on behind the scenes and all of that, I then look at the whole scenario and like, okay, this is what's happening now.
Yep.
And then I have to respect that and not take it personal, because I know for a fact if we bump into each other, it's all going to be love. Yeah, understand? As much as we don't have the same communication or the same meetup style and all of that. Yeah, I understand. But I totally respect, and I even appreciate your time right now. Yeah, well, I want to ask you something. I want to go back to Lindokuhle.
Okay.
This is a two-way question that I love to ask. What's that one thing that people say about you which is not true? And what's that one thing that people don't know about you which you'd love them to know? While I switch off my alarm, because I shove my phone that side. Okay. And now alarm. It's disturbing me. I can hear everything on this mic.
Okay.
Yeah. What's that one thing people say about you which is not true? And then also, what's that one thing that people don't know about you and you'd love them to know?
One thing people like to say about me that is not true is that the choose girl like this pakamisil. If that's that makes sense.
Okay.
Like people like to assume that I'm probably or you know, and izambe ezinye indawo mna. No. But the minute you spend time with me, you're like, oh, can't she's so nice. Oh wow. Even the students, first time they met me, they were like, oh, no street. But the minute I open up again, the minute I let you in my bubble, then you're like, oh wow, kumnandi apa, it's nice to be here.
Yeah.
Then once unqheleka kubi, I check you out.
Yeah.
Then see me now, see me no more. I think
I also let me add something. I think I also had that thing myself the first time I met you. Because like I met you and we never really spoke. Because I was like,
no, but
Yeah, like
The thing is,
it's not even about like Noba Uteni. I think for me, which is bad, it's really bad. I take it. It's the demographics. Yeah, because I was like, okay, she's on that side of the world. Then if I'm
ooh,
on this side
Mamela,
of the world,
can I say something? Can I
yeah,
say
please. 'Cause that's why I'm trying to be
something?
open. Yeah,
Can I say something?
please.
From primary school,
Yeah.
ndade ndasebenza, I was always told ba I have it easy because of where I live.
Oh.
And there's a difference between where I live and where I come from, where I was born. NdingowaseQonce mna, King Williamstown, Ezwelitsha,
Yeah, my belly. Yeah.
Kaslamakas.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I
Yeah.
mean? Both my parents from that side. Ndazohlala eCape Town. Yabo. Ngelakhi yam ke, my parents got indawo kule ndawo sihlala kuyo
Yeah.
and sahlala phana.
Yeah.
Andizenzanga uba abazali bam bahlale
Bahlale
phana.
pha,
Do you understand?
yeah.
But that also doesn't mean us living there meant that, oh, life is cute and soft and all of that. It was hard.
Yeah.
But kuba ke, I have parents who always taught me how to live by faith. And ungahambi ubonisa abantu ba yo kubhlungu. There are people
Yeah.
who enjoy pain. There are people who want to be described as yo uzibani lo thanda uthi uyahlupheka lo thanda uthi into uyayithanda la nto
Yeah, yeah.
umuntu because
Yeah.
ufuna udescribe olwa hlobo yabo. But again andanoba yilento yoba ndizithembe too much and when I talk mna I'm always manifesting.
Yeah.
Ndathanda ukuthi xa ndithetha nekhazini yam ndiyamthanda ubona ngomzekelo ndizothi yo tsho ngezana bengixola nocoffee and then for a split of a second I became bedazzled. So thina
Yeah.
sithi you become bedazzled then uvele uzibone ingathi ukutop billing okanye kwinto kule show and then you're like yeah well, the other time I was in France and you're just manifesting because you
Yeah.
just never know ba
Yeah.
ungazibhaqa uphi. And again few months back, I remember I was having a conversation with my sister. I didn't know what to watch at TV. And then andibhaqe ndibukele ishow ye-Afrikaans. Athi ntwana ndibukele Afrikaans. Ndithi you never know. Mna ndingalapha kwa show one day. I didn't know but the tongue is powerful.
Yeah.
I said that and I oya. Few months later kanti the universe
Is listening.
is listening.
Yeah.
Ndiphi ngoku.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's not a matter of ba oh hayi inoba ufumane izinto anazo ukuhle because of her beauty. No. I met God halfway. I met my ancestors halfway. I worked. I prayed. Had sleepless nights. You understand? I tried. I just kept on trying like nangoku. I am trying. And ngafika kule ndawo I'm still far. When I say I'm far,
Yeah.
ndisekude.
Yeah.
Ndisekude. Yabo
Yeah.
zipreview nje le ndiyabona isiqhaba okay njengoba umane usithi ba New York City zonke ndawo umane manifest I am so confident ba my God will never fail me ndizawufika kweza ndawo naxa ndifika pha still I will ask for more. I will
Yeah.
always ask for more. And again, it's not because of where I live. It's not because of ubuhle bam. It's because I live by faith. Yabo, and I pour from icup yam. Andizuthi ngenxa ba I got an opportunity ba mandibe ku show enkulu. The next thing dilibala bandisuka phi. I always reflect back on our conversations like I was saying off camera ba. I reflect back on our conversations. I always think of ba there was a time there was a time uKhofi wakhe wacula ingoma yakhe yandiphilisa la ngoma. You don't know that. Yabo, but now go back ku Instagram wakho ndibukele video yakho on this performance andilapha and ndaphila ngale mini. She gave me hope, you know. He said something during a performance yakhe that made me feel like, you know what, I'll keep on trying. It's the little things that people say that can make or break you. So it's
Yeah.
up to you.
Yeah.
Into ikuwe sana. Into
Yeah.
ikuwe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. That's amazing. That was amazing. That was really amazing. No, man. For me at that time, it was on my side, and it's something that I've overcome. I would say. Yeah, but also I was like,
I understand. Because Jonga, that's we recently met Claire ye fashion Khalicha fashion show. And I completely understood why there was that kind of reaction, like la energy between us, because siqabelene kudala and now engqondweni yakhe you're like andimazi kuhle ngokukhule to what extent and the energy yakhe njani. Now I'm like I'm not really sure ba ukhofuza receive njani, maybe lo muntu ndinguye ngoko is going to be too much for him okanye maybe he's going to be like no kuhle why unje okanye le nto icingayo nami ndiyayicinga. So it's like even with big stars when you like uyoyika ufota nalamntu uyoyika naye because ufeeling ngathi ba yona bazothi ndiziphakamisile after being supported kangaka ndizawuthini nathi siyoyika yebo soyika sonke oyi-one wethu funeka ngoyiki unfortunately unfortunately
that's true, man. That's powerful. I wanna the second one before I ask you another question.
Something that people don't know about me that I would love for them to know about me. Who? Let me think. I coffee personal. I'm trying to think. You know, very indoni that I would love people to know about me. That I have anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah, I went through depression 2023.
Okay.
And I was very suicidal 2023. And a lot of people was like then Tandu post about mental health on social media, and Tandu post about taking care of yourself, and I was very suicidal at that time. No one knew about it. And I remember 2023 on my birthday, I went to this event. We were nominated for awards. The event with my colleagues. Kwakumnandi. Again, at that time, I was tired. I was just drained because I've been trying. I'm just tired. And a lot was happening, things that I can't say on camera. And I just didn't know banza uphuma njani kulento. I loved being in a dark place. Like, I was losing weight. And people were confused because what I'm posting and what they are seeing, I find Sibonukuhle or lose weight, but social media, we as motivator. Monday motivation. Self-love. Yonke lando. I make it sense. Kwenzeka ntoni, yabo. And then when people ask me, I'd be like, I'm tired. Yo kudala nsebenza. Yo back-to-back shows. Don. But I was actually very suicidal. I was super depressed. So that's why I'm very sensitive when umdu is very vulnerable. Like I tell umdu ba, listen, I'm not feeling well kanye. I need someone to talk to and stuff. I'm very big on mental health because I got help, and I respect anyone ozothi kumbana listen, I went through this and you and yoyika ngokabantu bazanjudge, and like I will always root for umntu ofuna uzinceda more than abantu abazawuthi myeke ayofa yeka azibulali. You know, we're losing a lot of artists because this thing is hard, man. Like it takes so much from you. It takes a lot of energy. Like even uhlala kanje nawe, we had to convince ourselves so babini okay, I'm gonna do this podcast with a coffee. Okay, you can do this now. Okay, I'm gonna interview Kuhle. Okay, you know, do you understand what I'm like? There's so much you're like okay, you know, there's so much convincing that comes with it. So I think I would love people to know that ndisuka kude. Man, if I just randomly cry when I share my story, always know that ndisuka kude. And I had my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok community, YouTube community holding me without even knowing. So I appreciate each and every follower, subscriber, stranger that I met. You honkumtu. I really appreciate you guys nonke from the bottom of my heart, because if zange kubekho eza voices engqondweni yami zinikhumbuzayo ba you're gonna make it, don't worry, you've got this, suyenza, compared to zingabi zibe ninzi compared to eziya ivoices zithi yenze man uphilela ntoni ntoni yabo. I don't think I will ever hurt my parents or lahlobo because they were very hurt. My family was very hurt. But I want people to know that if there is someone out there who might be right now going through the same thing, I'm opening my arms and teaser. Nisa, send me a DM. I'm willing to help.
Yeah.
And take you through the steps that I took able to overcome this thing. Because can't vele nje ndibe strong. It was tough. Ngenibalisa ngam ke sana. Yithi kudla, hayi ukudla. But yeah, anyway ndiyahlekisa ngayo but
I get you.
Yeah.
No, I actually relate in terms of like the whole thing of like having to do this entertainment thing, like this art thing, and you have to smile even if like it's not good. Yeah, even now I'm stressing about my birthday event. I'm really stressing like crazy. I think that's why I couldn't sleep, and I was stressing about like my day is gonna like this, like insomnia is gonna interrupt the other important day that is coming, which was the consortium meeting and the podcast.
Yeah.
And few days back I had a conversation with someone, and that person said to me, "Hey, Coffee, like you make it look good, man."
And a lot of people say that
you make it look good. You make it look good. Like I never thought it would be you because you make it look good.
There was a time in 2023 again, December. I appreciate this guy, Utumelo. He has an agency called Matharing Actors. I was still working with him, Gelaklash.
Yeah.
He said to me, Utumelo, listen, wipe your tears, be in character, act, upinde, ukhale. You've got this, like yenze. That's when I bagged the Mzansi Magic role again. People still like on TV for like into ngela xesha. And I remember going to Johannesburg, khole ibhasi, dingesalile ebhasini.
Yeah.
Ndibuza bandile landoni. Andiyazi, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm just tired. Kukho ethi kum, man, you're gonna do this. You have to show up for this again. It's tiring. Ndidiniwe. Kunini ndiyenza lento. I still have to show up and smile. I still have to give people content. Like bona bantu, they're like, we love you, Kuhle, but it gets tiring to edit, to plan the content, like it gets to a point where you're like, so it's the people that I've met along my journey, the really nyani, who consistently reminded me, but it's okay to cry.
Yeah.
And ayinajenda bandaselendo.
Yeah, of course.
Whether you are male, you are female, nobody khala when you have to cry, khala xa ugqibile uphinde uthi okay, ndimikhasi.
Yeah.
I've got this.
Yeah.
I've got this.
Yeah.
Yabo. Andiyazi ndikhala kangaphi mina when I'm on set. Do you say, excuse me, I need to use the bathroom. Ndiyokhala xa ndibuye. Yithi correct time. Amehla kuthini ngathi abomvu nje. Right. Like bendiqonda ngaphakathi I went to release. I had to release it.
Yeah.
Yabo. And sometimes kukhaliswa kuvuya. But there are times where you're like, it's just so heavy. There's expectations, femelini, people are like, you've been doing this for years. Bone xa uhamba estratweni kukho amajita azawuthi bakawenze kaloku i-2 kawenze kawujule nto abantu okhula nabo. They're like, usayenza la nto yakho. It's sad when you're like, uzawulunga wethu one day, but how do you keep the faith? How do you convince yourself? I think that's the word. Like, how do you convince yourself every day? But it will work out eventually.
Yeah.
Without having to watch a motivational video or can you bone i-post yomntu. How do you wake up every day? It's a new day. Let's go.
Yeah.
There are days where you feel motivated, but there are days where it's just silent. It's you against the world. How do you convince yourself without the followers, without the aesthetics, without the podcast, without anything? How do you face Ukofi, who has the dream? How do you face like Kofona 5, who had the dream of becoming something? How do you align that dream? Bena 5. How do you keep him happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you tell him, but you know what, where you had that dream, you were excited, and we're still excited, we've got this. Yeah, but because kukhona 18 uKofi othi nala khotmani sayenza so nami zayenza.
Yeah,
Because
of
if you
course.
stop,
Yeah.
they will stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's amazing, man. Cause like, I think one of my medicines, like we're talking, is that I love going down memory lane.
Yes.
That's my favorite thing. Like, I would pull up my hard drive and pull up something that is very old.
Yes.
And then I look at the skinny me, I'm like, dude,
Suka
nah.
kude. Suka kude, yeah.
You've done so many things, like crazy stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. So, yeah, we may have different mechanisms of how to cope, but like also like talking, I think it helps a lot.
Yeah.
I've been a vessel for a lot of anonymous people, and I've been in a moment, like couple of moments, that I've encountered someone who's about to do something to themselves, and I get a call last minute, and I'm like, let's go. Let's talk. And it happened in even awkward moments whereby the person is like around the hood, but I can't just go abo and just say this is what's happening. I might make things worse or something like that. So I have to convince
And
the
get
person.
black families. Ututan. Yeah,
You get what I mean?
hello.
So I had to like dig deep on
Yeah.
how I can like get into his senses alone and then talk it out. And sometimes, I do get at a later stage people saying that, yeah, I remember. Yeah, well, and it also helps kinda to be like, okay, if I've done it for someone else, I can also do it for myself.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand. Because like I feel like sometimes it's always within us. Some other things are within us. There's someone who told me, like, I had a call earlier, I think Sunday, and I was telling them that I'm stressing about my birthday event, and they asked what am I stressing about. I was like, nah, transportation for like my guests and my family members because I want them to be there. And she was like, you know what? The energy that you're having right now, I think will cause what you are anticipating mentally. So rather tell yourself that the event is happening, whether it's raining or not,
Come rain or sunshine.
something is gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
And I feel more motivated now. I know that like it's happening.
Yeah.
Saturday it's happening. Like
Siyabula.
yeah, well, and it's gonna be a proud moment because we're shooting episode 100. Yeah, I understand. So it's all these things piling up, and it's some sort of validation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need a validation from outside. You also have to check within and be like, compared to what you were back then, like how did you achieve all of these other things?
Yes.
Why cannot now move forward and achieve more than you've achieved because you have done it?
Yeah.
There's one of my verses in one of my well-known songs. It says, I did things in days they couldn't do in years. And I always look at that and I'm like, damn, if you've done that, it doesn't matter how long the other things take, they're gonna be done anyway. So I always have those kind of things, like look within sometimes. I understand.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say to anyone out there who always feels demotivated and stuff, because like I know like people always love projecting, and especially with social medias like Instagram, it's like, yo, so and so is popping, so and so is like this, and I'm still. That can suppress you sometimes. So just look within your scale of things, like your milestones and things you've achieved before. I was once like almost human trafficked. It's things that I don't talk about. Doing something I love, being an artist and performing for people. And I survived that thing. And like every time, like, if I've survived that thing, the other ones,
Aye.
no ways. Like real things. So I feel you when you're talking about those things. I'm like, I understand. I know how it feels. And even the dark moments, I know them for real. For the past 2 days, I was in that moment. Not going out, not doing anything, just in my bed for the whole day.
Yeah.
Just reflecting and like, overthinking other things that I'm not even supposed to think about.
Yeah.
I understand. And I like the fact that you also highlighted another thing that I love so much, which is dreaming. And I dreamt my late mom, and I was like, okay, she's still looking. She's still taking care of me. Then let's go. Cause like still I think that song, I will do a short film for that song. It's called The King is on Fire. It's called The King is on Fire. The first line on that song, it says, Mama, can you help me as I'm taking the step? I want to be a good kid and start to rap. Dedicate songs to you till my father comes back. Rap about peace, love and respect. And whenever she appears on a dream, I know we're good. Let me do what I've always wanted.
Yeah.
And I've always asked even from her to guide me on.
Yo.
So I feel you, man. We can even go like on and on.
Yeah.
But I feel you. And I'm happy that at least once in my lifetime I've had this kind of conversation in the show. Because like other conversations are very like shallow, and other people are scared to like open up, because like I know someone is watching right now and someone is getting saved right now from something.
Goosebumps.
So I really appreciate the fact that you were open enough to talk about those kind of things, and you made me also too.
I'm glad, because when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like 2023.
Yeah.
Like it was tough. And during my healing process, I told myself, okay, God and my ancestors were trying to teach me something here. Yabo. And I'm getting better. How am I going to save bonga babantu who follow me and they're like, we love you, Guhle? Because out of bonga babantu, I'm sure there is a couple of them who are going through what I went through. So how am I going to save them? How am I going to save Lowe's? I'm not going to talk about it. And I've had friends who I've lost in the past, and there's Banjani. The family doesn't say anything about it. But Nanben, deep down, that friend used to tell me, I'm going through this and this and this and this, but it's about right to mom. And this blame until today, how I wish and we laugh till we get to a point where like, actually now I'm going through that. Because especially with male, Nina, you're expected by society to be strong. You're expected not to cry. You're expected not to say, I'm tired, like, I can't do this. You have to do something because Indota must provide, apparently. Understand? Kunzima. And Nina, careers zenu zingaphela kanje. We could be having this conversation now. I walk out, touch phone him. Oh, coffee is this. Oh, coffee is that. And then people are like, nyani. Then iphele ngoko podcast yakho because Ukuhle said this. We believe her. Not saying, please hear me right. I don't want people to come for me. I don't want people to come for me. I'm trying to say that a lot of the times, Tina, as women, we also are very not aware of how ibrothers zethu nazo ziyahlukunyezwa na elhlobo nathi sihlukunyezwa ngalo. We understand that there are men who get raped out there. Yabo, but ke kwi rate izinto ezenzeka ngayo apha emhlabeni ngoko kwawuthiwa ibholeni idraw. We understand drug like ininzi into eyenzekayo emhlabeni ngoku, like there's a lot of crazy things that are happening. Ngobe ndifika kuwe ndisithi ba yo hayi la drive nezenza anxiety because uvele wathetha into and for a split of a second kwakho thoughts engqondweni number you what if this, what if, don't know what if abaninzi and is blaming because there's so many things that are happening in the world. But compared to if I was a male, man relax kuzenzeka nix kum. Why are you guys not allowed to cry? It will forever be my one big question. Why are you not allowed to say I feel anxious? And why are you not having conversations about that? But Tina, as women, we can have conversations. It's normal. Why is it normal for us and not normal for you? But I know people will come for me. It's okay. It's okay.
It's actually a conversation that I had with someone, and I actually specifically asked people on my status, what's the one thing that you would love to talk about, but you would feel like you'll get cancelled if you talk about it? And I had a lot of crazy conversations with people.
It makes me scared to have one day a boy child who will come to me, Ati, Mama, this is what happened at school. And then ndibe ngumzali uzothi bakubekutheni wena ungalwi. Abe mntana esithi no, because I protect my sister. I can't hit on a girl. Like akwazi ubetha umntana intombazana ntoni. And then ngoku ndizayithethela ntoni into yoba hayi kaloku famulwile ntoni. But if intombazana ndizothi oh let's ithini londo ngalomhlaba wethu. Ithini kanye lento. Itini.
Violence is violence, no matter where it comes from or where it's heading.
And also another thing that people are not talking about is itini indo when someone is saying I identify as I'm a transgender umzekelo. Yabo umntu I know transgender, like okanye athi umuntu no identify as a her, like athi umuntu no akwazi to you're her because uyindoda. And then umuntu abulawe because of that. And then iphelele moyeni again. Why iphelele moyeni? Kanti kuthiwa yilwa, kuthiwe mos uthe uyindoda wena unxiba nje out kodwa intombazana so yilwa. Our sisters are getting killed because of that. Why iphelele moyeni? And one thing about thina apha emhlabeni sincokola ngalento namhlanje, ngomso sincokola ngeKaizer Chiefs nePirates. Just like that. Phele libithethu.
That's crazy, man. Damn, I think we could. I hate what I said earlier on before we started. I was like, 1 hour 20 minutes is enough. But now I feel like I've jeopardized myself because I keep on looking at my audio and it's about to die. Before we wrap up, the student that you posted, I want you to shout out that student. I love abantu abanje yamna. The one ebesithi ufuna ubona uba kumiss wami ke lo.
Yo, I feel like it's unfair if I shout out kuye yedwa.
Okay, but shout out to bonke, but kaloku kuchom xolweni guys, xolweni
oh wayibo
kuchom mna.
Okay,
I want him to feel good.
And he's like such
really
a good actor. He's such a good actor. Ati Diakwazi. Diakwazi.
I felt that was cute, man. I was like, I like that. I really like that because I never had that kind of like energy. Like, that's good.
Specifically, and he was bensanum dansan like bensanum nigi lecture, you know. You know, you need to work on this. But for some odd reason, after Nkabothetana, he's like, that's for I want to show my sister bandiyakwazi and ngicela uzuthi uyandazi. I'm like, that is so crazy. What you please ndiyacela yithi uyandazi.
Okay, very quickly, Evolved
on ETV Monday to Friday 6:30.
Okay.
Please torha ngicela singabe sithethe into enye niyayazi na ku Instagram ndiyathanda uyithetha ke lento singabe sithethe into enye if ungumuntu ongayithandiyo iTV pay phone yakho Evoid free free must Evoid
I'm a Evoid. I'm an Evoid guy.
6:30 nango 8:30 ba ukabuye emsebenzini okanye wherever you are, you understand? Please ngicela singabe sithethe into enye guys.
You can also binge watch on Evoid.
You can catch up from eqaleni till now. Uyabonga phosa ube.
Yeah.
We're online.
I love it's a sneaky couple. The girl from the restaurant to the guy who's like in his sorrows.
Coffee. Bayeke babukele.
Shout out, man. Goes cool.
welcome.
Thank you so much, guys. Please subscribe. Love you so much. See you on episode 100, man. Thank you so much.